Welcome to Petty Details, where the crew gallivants down a tree-lined lane of conversation on all kinds of different subjects. Join the crew as they jump in the Wayback Machine in the quest for nuggets of knowledge. Our journey will allegedly drop some petty details on you that you didn't know you needed to know until now. Hello!
Hello.
Welcome to Petty Details.
Hi.
Hi.
With our monotone co-host Cam over there and Monica.
Hi.
So as always, please subscribe. If you have any ideas for us, let us know. Please leave comments on our videos because we read them and we love them.
We do. Yes.
We do it for the applause, right, guys?
Yes, we do. Absolutely.
Okay. And if you want merch, let us know. Tonight we are going to go in the Wayback Machine.
Oh.
And we're also just going to have a thought, not a fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, mine doesn't, I guess, pertain. I don't know.
Maybe it does.
It might.
We'll see.
All right. So, Cam, you probably don't know nothing about this, but you're going to learn. You ready?
I'm gonna learn today.
Yep. We're
Okay.
gonna learn you something new.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know if it's going to be any use to you, but you'll learn something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell everybody.
It will come in handy in trivia night someday.
Yes,
someday.
Yes, it will.
Right.
All right. So, picture it. Phoenix,
Picturing
1997.
Okay.
You're sitting on your porch
Okay.
on a nice mid-March evening.
Okay.
When
I was
all
gonna
of
say
a
it's not
sudden,
too hot.
Okay.
no, when all of a sudden you see 5 orange lights in a V shape moving silently across the sky.
Ooh.
But you aren't the only
Okay.
one.
Like from all across Phoenix, there were reports, wasn't there?
Yes,
Like
so you turn on the
multiple.
TV, the lights are on the news.
Oh, dang.
Ooh.
Obviously, you aren't crazy. You saw something, as did hundreds of other people.
Right.
I
So
pull up my phone and I start recording. I'm
It's
just kidding.
1997.
97.
I know.
Yeah.
I
All
know.
right, so like what is going on here, right? I'm not sure.
It's the aliens.
I will give you all the facts allegedly and let you decide for yourself. Okay.
It,
The
it
alleged
was
facts.
it was the stealth bomber. It was the very first version of the stealth bomber.
Maybe.
See, I'm thinking
You said in a
the
V. That's
planets
why I was like,
aligned.
Yeah.
The
All right,
planets aligned in a V shape.
in our atmosphere.
right.
Right. As giant orange balls in
There
the
you
sky.
go.
All right, so on March 13th, 1997, hundreds of reports start coming in about these 5 orange lights in the V formation that is bigger than a football field moving across the sky.
Oh my gosh.
It starts around 7:30 p.m. around Henderson, Nevada.
Okay.
One,
Hey, I used to live there.
did you?
Yeah.
Not then, though.
No.
No.
Well after that, but anyway, sorry.
Monica was
So-
like, yeah, I was on this
Squirrel.
ship in the sky and I
Right.
So one of the first reports is from Henderson at 7:55 that
Okay.
reported the lights moving southeast.
Okay.
By 8:15, a police officer in Paulden, Arizona, sees the same lights go over the southern horizon.
Okay.
Oh.
A family of 4 in Prescott Valley, Arizona, also reports seeing the orange lights for about 10 minutes.
Mhm.
And they report the lights were about 100 to 150 feet above them, hovering and silent.
Ooh.
Then when the
It's
lights
it's the silence part that gets me. It's like, wait,
silent.
See, how do
yeah,
you go back like to go to sleep at night? How do you do that?
right?
I don't know.
Turn on the TV. Well, I guess not the TV if you're all the crap's saying about the lights. So
Yeah, no, I'd
you
I'd
turn
be
on.
Wait a
Well, I
probably
guess
freaked
it
out.
wouldn't be Boomerang. You turn on the cartoon. Well, cartoons didn't play back then. I guess at night. Never
No.
mind.
So wait, Meg, go back really quick.
Yes.
How long between Henderson and Paulden? Was
Henderson
15
was
minutes?
7:55. Paulden was 8:15.
So yes. No. 20 minutes.
Okay, that is a decent distance. I
So
had to look it up
speed.
because I was like, how far is this?
How far is it?
It is 217 miles.
Okay.
In
apart.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's quick.
All right. So, in Prescott Valley, Arizona, when the lights got closer, it looked like a 60-degree carpenter square with one light at the front and two on each side.
Wow. Okay.
And then the
Okay.
lights moved toward Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport.
Ooh.
Right.
Okay. So between 8:30 and 8:45, Glendale, Arizona saw the lights also, but they were
Okay.
high and obscured by clouds.
Gotcha.
But by
Okay.
10 p.m., the Phoenix area starts to see the lights, and tons of people are out taking pictures and videos. So they did have some video of it, Cam.
Oh,
Just not
nice,
on their
nice.
phones. They had
Just not
actually
Get
on
your
their phones.
recorded.
camcorder.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yep. So some
And they
That's
describe,
cool
probably were about that
shots.
big.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, my parents had one. They have their honeymoon at Disney on there.
Oh,
Aw.
Yeah,
how
it's very
cute.
sweet.
That's cute.
All right, so some describe the lights as slowly falling or hovering.
Okay.
Huh.
And by 10 p.m., the lights have moved to Tucson, which seems to be the last reported sighting.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Are there air bases around Tucson?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Huh.
Okay. Maybe private hangar. I don't
I
know.
think there's one around Phoenix, but I don't think it's
Ye-
down by Tucson.
I think there
You're like,
is one by
there's no air
Phoenix.
base, but there is an alien air base.
Yeah, no,
Well,
there is a base that's close by that
yeah.
this whole area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
and there's Nellis Air Force Base, which is near Las Vegas, which is right by Henderson.
right.
And then there's also Area 51. But
Mhm.
yeah.
All right, so petty detail here.
Is Sorry, that's a sidebar. I don't need to go. We don't need to go down Area 51 sidebar.
No, that's a whole other episode. That is a
That's
whole
an
other episode.
episode all by
Yeah.
itself.
All right, so petty
Right,
detail
right.
here. Actor Kurt Russell, who is a
Mhm.
pilot,
Okay.
also
Yes.
reported the lights to Phoenix Air Traffic Control.
Okay.
Oh.
Was he flying at the time, or was
Yes.
he just? Oh, he was in the air at the time. Wow.
He's like,
Yeah.
oh crap. So was it
Oh.
above him even? Like it was that far
I
up?
don't know. I didn't have any information on
Oh,
that,
okay.
but yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the Arizona governor, it's a hell of a name, Fife Simonton the third.
The
third.
The third.
Oh, he's a character.
Yeah,
You cannot leave that off.
he is. So he holds a
Fife
press conference
Simonton.
saying he's found who's responsible for the lights.
Ah,
And he has
is
the
it the little green
cops
man?
How
escort
quickly-
the accused and then brings out somebody in an alien costume.
Oh, this guy. How
Yeah.
quickly
He's a
after?
jokester.
Yeah,
He's a
how quickly
jokester.
after did he have this press conference?
It wasn't very far. It was like a day or so.
Oh, okay, okay.
Bro
Yeah.
thinks he's in a Disney movie. He's like, haha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a once in a lifetime thing, right?
Right.
One would think. Oh.
Oh.
So on April 21st, 2008,
Oh,
more
okay.
lights appeared over Phoenix.
Really?
Yes. They were also described as orange and would change shape from a square to a triangle. And Luke Air Force Base, which is close to that, said no Air Force activity was in the area. But they do send 3 jets in the direction of the lights, according to eyewitnesses.
Oh.
Weird.
To
So,
investigate.
is this one real? Maybe, maybe not.
Huh.
A resident did claim that he attached flares to helium balloons and released him. And the police said they got in a helicopter and confirmed this.
hmm
Might be a believable explanation, except Phoenix is not the only place that has reported this phenomena.
So you said this second one, the one in 2008, the lights changed shape.
Changed shape.
Were there any reports of that happening in the first one? In 97?
No, I believe they were all triangles in that one.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Random curiosity.
Well, not triangles, I guess a V shape, so.
Yeah, but
Right. Circular lights, but in a V shape.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, so in November 1997, huge lights that are described as looking like
Huge.
the Phoenix lights in a triangle are reported in Danbury, Connecticut.
Okay.
The only difference
That's far.
about the
Right.
only difference about this
Right.
one is that they are described as huge and white.
Oh, different color.
Mm.
I wonder if the part of the country has to do. I'm thinking air pollution might change the
Yeah.
colors.
Maybe.
Oh, it could.
I don't know.
Because like here in Albuquerque, depending on like the time of year, some of our street lights will look kind of yellowish.
That's true, yeah.
Depending on like if
Oh.
you're like up in the foothills near the mountains and you're at night, you're looking over the city, like depending on how much air pollution is in the air, like it'll affect the way the lights look. So yeah.
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 All right. So on August 21st, 2004, a bunch
Okay.
of people are having parties and barbecues in Tinley Park, which is a town about 30 miles south of Chicago.
Okay.
They
Oh,
report
okay, we're
seeing,
all over.
Yeah.
they report seeing 3 red orbs floating across the sky and hovering for up to 30 minutes at a time.
Oh,
Oh.
weird.
Another petty detail
And
here.
like drones
Okay.
are not like
Not
private
yet.
drones are not, yeah, that's not a thing. That's
Mm-mm.
not a thing until
Mm-mm.
like what, 10 years ago maybe?
Yeah,
15
probably
ish?
15-ish, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I could go out and buy a drone type of thing. Like that, like
Yeah.
I can afford one type, you know what I mean?
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah. 10,
Yeah.
15-ish years ago. Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So
Normal
it's like
people in
Yeah.
1997 did not have
are not
drones.
have drones.
Ew.
Yeah.
They were
All right.
military only at that point, probably.
So the one in Chicago or south of Chicago, um, there's a petty detail on this one. This incident was also reported by multiple people leaving an Ozzy Osbourne concert.
Yeah.
Do
They
we
were all high. They didn't
Yeah,
know what
I
they
was
were
like,
looking at.
do we
How much do
have
we trust
the
these sources?
right,
Right.
right.
Okay, but in the same area on October 31st of 2004,
Halloween.
at least 77 people report seeing 3 equally spaced horizontal lights too big to be an aircraft. These hover silently for about 20 minutes.
Weird. And those were
Hmm.
horizontal.
Mhm.
Huh. Okay.
Okay. And then we're in the same area again on October 1st, 2005 and October 31st, 2006. And the same thing is reported. Multiple
What?
people call 911 to report these lights. There's video evidence.
What are they gonna
of,
do? It's like,
Yeah, I
Shoot
don't
them
know.
down.
yeah, right.
Yeah, but there is video evidence of red-orange lights in a triangle that then moved silently.
Twice on
See,
Halloween is crazy.
Yeah.
right. It's this moving silently part that like weirds me out the most.
Yeah.
Okay. Overall question.
Mhm.
Extraterrestrial life. How do we feel about it? Like other life beyond us in the universe. Yay or nay?
I would feel like yes. I don't necessarily think that it looks like the aliens that we think. It could be just
No.
like little microbes or something.
I
But
would say I was gonna
I
say I
agree.
would say it's yeah, like it's
Would you think maybe as developed as us or far beyond developed, like past us?
I mean,
Like
it's
looking
honestly
like
I would
possible. I
say
don't
humans
know.
or
either. I was gonna say I would say either is possible. Like
yeah. That's what
Yeah.
I was like scientifically it would have to almost be a like probable
eh,
that
Well,
there
yeah,
is
because we've only
other
yeah,
explored this much of the space.
right, right. So
right.
if you imagine that, especially because like universe is infinite type thing, infinite space means infinite possibility of
Hmm.
other life form.
Yeah.
Right.
So
The potential.
now are
I mean, the
they
potential
coming
for
around
anything
here
is out
and
there.
messing around?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? If they are, I mean, we're their
I also
TV entertainment, I guess, at this point,
I
because
also
it's
kind of
just
feel
a
like
shit show.
they fly by Earth and they're like, oh yeah, no, that's a bad
Yeah.
neighborhood.
No thanks.
Yeah. Yep.
You steer clear of the Milky Way because that's just a dangerous
Yep.
neighborhood.
Right,
Exactly.
right. Yes. Yeah.
All right. So now this isn't just a crazy US thing.
Hmm.
So in
Oh, it's
November
Never
worldwide.
is.
1989, sightings of a large flat triangle with lights underneath is reported in Belgium.
Okay.
Again, on March 30th, 1990, objects are seen from the ground and described as lights making jerking movements, either silent or with a low engine sound.
Okay.
Some say they saw a stick with a turbine on the end. But most reports say that it was one set of triangular lights and then a second set joined them.
Okay.
Okay.
And this one will all be tracked on radar.
Whoa.
Oh,
None of the other ones have been tracked on radar or
Not
have
that
any
I know
evidence
of.
on radar.
Not that I know
Okay.
of, yeah.
Weird.
So, two Belgian Air Force F-16s are dispatched by the pilots, but the pilots report nothing to the public. So we don't know what they found.
Yeah.
crazy.
In the next 2 weeks, over 143 people will report seeing more lights.
Whoa.
I
Wait,
wonder how
wait.
much of it is like, you see something in the sky and you're like, oh, you're immediately gonna recognize it as, oh, I think that's a UFO because someone has just recently seen a UFO. You know, that
Yeah.
type of thing, you know?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, and by definition, a UFO is literally anything that you can't
Anything.
identify.
Right, but you don't know what it
It's
is. Yeah.
flying in
Or
the
what is it, a
sky. So,
UAP now? Is that the
Oh, yeah, it's something like that.
political
oh yeah.
correctness?
See, Megan, I was gonna pull out a Top Gun reference on you there for a second. The F-16 went
Oh,
inverted on a MiG.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Need for
Cam doesn't know what we're
speed.
talking about.
All right, so a petty detail.
Right.
A picture was released anonymously in April 1990 of the object in Belgium, and it was
Oh, so they have
printed in the
photo.
papers.
Okay.
Oh.
After being examined by NASA, the
Mm-hmm.
Belgian Royal Military Academy, and the French National Center for Scientific Research,
The
none could
French.
prove if it was real or fake.
Oh.
However, in 2011, a guy claimed he faked the picture as a prank on his colleagues and used styrofoam, flashlight bulbs, and hung the object from the roof to create the picture.
Oh. Oh.
Bro, what we doing? Why are we
Right?
That's
doing
evil.
this?
Well, that's evil. That's an evil prank.
Okay, so as always on Petty Details, there's more.
There's more.
So
Mhm.
let's talk about a few of the more recent sightings.
Okay.
Oh.
How recent?
Do we have
Recent.
to?
Yes. So we're going to start in May of 2017
Oh,
in
okay.
Macomb, Mississippi,
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
too close.
as reports of
Cam's like, that's my
Right.
backyard. Please stop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
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 no, no.
So as reports of 3 spiral orange circles in a triangle formation.
Spiral is scarier. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
A circle, that's a light. A spiral, now I'm scared. That could be anything.
Yeah.
What is that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like that one.
Is it
All right.
hypnotizing me? Like, like what? No.
You're like, keep that shit in Mississippi, please.
Literally. Yeah. Among other things, keep that shit in Mississippi.
Keep that.
That should be their tagline.
Right.
Oh.
All right. So in July 2022, 3 to
Okay.
5 orange lights that would blink out and then come back a minute later are reported from about San Diego to Tijuana.
Oh, wow.
This happens again in September of 2022 around 9 p.m. These reports say that 2 to 5 super bright orange orbs in a rectangle formation are seen hanging around the same area for about 20 minutes. The footage shows the lights
Always
over the
20
city
minutes.
and the ocean. So
Oh,
there's
wow.
footage of that one too. The Coast
I
Guard,
think there's someone like that was like TikTok. Like I feel like that blew up on TikTok.
maybe
Or
Possibly.
the TikTok. Yes,
The
some-
TikTok,
The TikTok.
yeah.
so
Have you
the
joined
co-
our generation now or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that I've deleted it, it's just like the TikTok
It's
now.
the
Right.
TikTok.
I'm not on the Facebook, I'm not on the TikTok. I am on Instagram.
Yeah. So the Coast Guard will come out and say that they thought the Air Force was running drills,
hmm
but that was unverified.
Well, I mean, that's
Of
just the
course.
safe. That's the thing to say, like to calm people down, but I feel like that's also like people know that that's not true.
Yeah.
That is their canned
But-
answer
That's
for
right.
sure.
The rest of the
100%.
military won't confirm anything.
Of course not.
So October 2023, Orbs in a triangle shape that would blink out and come back are reported above Turpin, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Weird.
On January 19th, 2024,
Uh-huh.
several airline pilots reported to air traffic control multiple lights in a triangle formation that would change to a square or a diamond flying over the Canadian prairies. They reported
Whoa.
up to 6 were flying at high altitude. Some pilots estimated the lights were above the craft by 100 feet.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
damn.
And these reports happened for about 2.5 hours, and they will continue for about 18 months.
Jeez.
Off and
What?
on?
Yeah.
Dang.
So one
Whoa.
pilot said it was, quote, unlike anything I've ever seen in the 15 years of night flying that I've done.
That's crazy.
Dang.
So now in February 2024,
Mm-hmm.
4 copper orbs, pretty much orange, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a triangle, then a
Copper.
diamond shape will be reported at around 9:20 p.m. around Richmond, Texas.
Okay, so
Hmm.
okay. I'm trying to think of like it's a triangle. I'm assuming it's more than three lights then, because they couldn't make a diamond with just three lights,
Yeah, that one
right?
was 4. It was
Okay, so
4.
there's four making a triangle and then it changes into a diamond. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay, then we're going to fast forward to August 2024, where 3 orbs that flash and fly low in a triangle formation that spiraled around each other and then vanished is reported around Chester, New York.
That one I think is the one I saw most recently.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember
Crazy.
I remember the you said they move around each other?
Hmm.
Yeah. Because I was like it's like that's weird. Like
Yeah.
just for them to move around one another like that, I was like, I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think that's what the other spiraling one that they talked about. I think that's what they meant
Uh,
too.
okay.
Oh,
They
gotcha.
weren't
They're
spirals
spiraling.
themselves, they were
Yeah.
spiraling each other.
Hmm.
Got it.
Oh,
Even still. That, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Then in October 2024, 3 white lights in a triangle shape are reported over Scranton, South Carolina.
Oh man.
In November 2024,
We're getting too close to right now.
Right.
airline crews reported to air traffic control bright white orbs flying in a triangle formation at least 36,000 feet up. Reports state that the 3
Jeez.
triangle lights would grow up to 5 groups.
Oh,
What?
The first sighting is around Oregon and will last about 45 minutes.
Whoa.
whew.
The next night, the lights are also observed from Northern California down to Oregon. Well, I
You said
guess
that was like,
up to Oregon.
oh no, that was not October one. That was the November one.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay. Because I was saying I
Um,
was in California in October. Don't do
yeah,
this to me.
no. Those were in South Carolina when you were in
Yeah.
Okay, good, good,
California.
good,
You're
good,
fine.
good. It wasn't me, I swear.
Right.
It wasn't me.
So both of these will also be witnessed from the ground, and air traffic control said that there was no military activity reported in the area.
Hmm.
Okay, one thing, air traffic control, I'm not like they're gonna say that the military is not in an area. Also, I don't think the military is gonna let them know that they're in an area
I
because
think
I
they
feel like
have to in
So
some of
they
these
do.
areas.
They
okay,
have to, yeah, if
okay.
they're
Even if it's
encroaching
like a
in
classified
like
something,
I don't think it
so
matters.
doesn't matter. Okay,
the air traffic control because they oversee the airport, that's considered uh
their
they have to
territory.
they have there has to be
Mhm.
communication like with the um any military activity because like our airport is right next to Kirtland Air Force Base, so
Right.
like there has to be communication
Mhm.
if Kirtland is doing maneuvers or whatever. They have
Okay.
they have to let the
Right.
airport know.
Okay.
So, do you remember a while back we had done one of the air crash videos podcasts,
Oh
and we
yeah, yeah,
talked
about
about the military plane that had crashed into the civilian plane?
aircraft
Yes.
stuff. Yeah,
Yes.
That's why the military has
Right.
to talk to air traffic
Right.
control now.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And that's, I mean, the same thing like the crash that happened. Where was that? Pennsylvania? No, New York. Between the helicopter and
Yes.
the
Yeah.
Hmm.
and the
Yeah.
flight,
Yeah.
air traffic control knew that they were there.
Right.
So, yeah, they
Yeah.
Dang.
have to.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yep. Okay. Especially like now.
Hmm.
Right. Oh yeah.
If this was in the 60s,
Not a lot
Right.
of stuff in the air.
right, but
Not a lot of communication happening.
yeah,
Right,
but
right.
now, yeah.
With multiple, like probably thousands, if not
Oh,
hundred
yeah.
of thousands of air vehicles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did
Okay,
y'all see the
so
flying car thing?
no.
They have like a mock-up like video of how a flying car could work.
Huh.
Like
Does it
there's this lone company that's like trying like they're like in production of making a flying vehicle. And it literally drives up behind this other vehicle and it just flies up over the vehicle and just keeps going. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, all
is
right.
it a Ford Anglia? Harry Potter.
I have no other
He has no other information. It's just a thought, not a fact.
I
Just
just
about all that.
literally saw it as I was walking at Planet Fitness that it was on the screen. So I didn't get any sound. I literally just looked up and there was this guy's like, we have a flying car, like an idea
All
for a
time.
flying car. It was on like the news or whatever.
Nice.
Okay, well, I'm
And they
gonna
had
tell
like
you
their
right now
video.
that none of these theories that are gonna come up later are flying cars.
Dang. Dang. You know,
Darn it.
All
we
right,
can hope.
so we're gonna
That would
stay
be
in December
crazy.
2024, where
Okay.
3 orange orbs in a triangle shape are seen over the turnpike near Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're gonna rewind a little bit because we were talking about drones, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So starting on December 13th, 2004, a white, quote, drone is reported
Mm.
near the New York Stewart International Airport in New Windsor.
Okay.
The FAA will be alerted and the airport will be shut down for about an hour after 9:30 p.m.
Dang.
Does not say if they found the drone or not,
Right.
Hmm.
or if it was a drone.
Yeah.
That one was in quotes.
A
Drone.
drone.
But these drone sightings continue. Over the weekend of 12/14 to 12/15, 900 drone sightings will be reported over New York.
Oh my God.
Wait a second. I think I have my dates wrong. Hold, please. Hold, please.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I think that's
Well,
2024.
Oh, closer.
even closer. I was gonna say the 14th and 15th, I think, were a Saturday and Sunday. This past December, anyways.
Yeah.
How do you remember that?
I was on
Yep.
vacation and I
Okay.
Oh,
came back on
okay.
the
I was
16th.
like, dang. It's like
Let
you
me
have a
rewind.
mental calendar.
We're gonna
I
rewind.
Yeah, no, I came back on the 16th and it was a Monday. That's the only reason I remember.
All right, you guys.
Okay, so we're back.
Yeah.
Rewind.
So December 13th, 2024 is
Okay.
when the white drones are reported near the New Windsor Airport.
Okay.
Okay.
But over the weekend of 12/14 and 12/15, 2024, that's
Mhm.
when 900 drone sightings will be reported over New York.
That's
Jeez.
crazy.
On December 16th, over the Hudson Valley in New York, bright white hovering orbs that change sizes and are moving fast are reported to have hovered and darted around for about an hour. And in the
Weird.
footage, you can see a plane flying by the orb, so you can see that it's not a plane.
Oh,
More terrifying.
weird. Right?
Um,
Slightly scarier.
So.
yeah. So we are going to stay in 2024. We're not going back to
No.
2004. In Georgia, a few days before Christmas, an orange orb is caught on video moving in Georgia, somewhere in Georgia.
Hmm.
Okay. People of Georgia, that's called the sun. No, I'm just kidding.
You should be familiar with it. It
Yeah.
gets hot enough down there.
We are
No,
not
for
in
real.
Indiana, but yeah. Another one. And then over Christmas weekend, bright orange orbs of light, 4 in a triangle, formation, unblinking, are recorded above Queens, New York by the JFK airport. These lights will disappear one by one.
Oh, nope.
So
Okay.
we have all these sightings
Yeah.
that sound
Right.
very similar.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to
Hmm.
talk about some of the theories here.
Okay.
So especially for the most recent sightings in New York, there are a lot of theories that it's drones.
Of course.
The
I could see that,
theories,
yeah.
yeah, the theories about the Tingley Park lights range from model planes to balloons to flares.
Okay.
The Belgian triangle sightings have been blamed on a helicopter,
Okay.
Hmm.
or that it was a mass delusion.
Right.
Now, that theory came out in 1992. So, some
Okay.
other things that have been thrown around about a lot of these sightings is satellites, misidentified planets, and tons of these are blamed on flares,
Mm.
But I
like
feel like
military flares.
oh, okay. I was gonna say I feel like flares aren't that big, but military flares, I
Yeah,
guess they
they would be
have different
dropping.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk specifically about the theories around the Phoenix lights.
Okay.
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 So, an amateur astronomer came out later saying that he saw through a telescope that the lights were individual planes flying in formation.
Okay.
However, he never showed proof of this.
Okay.
Hmm.
Although a retired Air Force pilot threw out the theory that they were A-10 Thunderbolt II aircraft flying in formation. But part
Okay.
of this theory is because traditional blinking lights are not required by the FAA on military aircraft. So they wouldn't
Uh,
necessarily look like a normal plane.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. One of the biggest theories around the Phoenix Lights is that Operation Snowbird out of Davis Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson was conducting Air National Guard training and dropping slow falling, long burning flares from the A-10s.
Oh.
Interesting.
So they're
Okay.
not like the kind that you have in your car.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There was also a theory that training exercises could have been happening from Barry M. Goldwater Air Force Base, or Air Force Range, saying that the lights appeared to hover because of the rising heat, which created a balloon effect on the parachutes.
Hmm.
Okay. Hmm.
A Maryland
Hmm.
Air National
That's
Guard pilot claimed in
possible.
2007 that he flew in training missions that were dropping flares. But the
Okay.
Maryland Air National Guard did publish reports back in July 1997 and 2000 saying that they were responsible. So could be that.
Huh.
Could be that.
Um, in February 2007, a Fox News station also said that they were flares, but they were dropped from F-16 fighting Falcons out of Luke Air Force Base, according to the military and FAA. Sorry.
Mm.
Hmm.
So the problem with all of these, especially the flare theories, is that you have multiple bases saying that they're responsible, but they can't all be responsible.
I
So it's
mean, I
almost
guess
like somebody didn't get the memo for which base was going to claim the credit.
I mean, I guess they could if they just so happen to all be running training missions at the exact same time.
Right.
Right. Which
Yeah.
happens often.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, all the time, I'm sure.
Okay. Then we go back to the Arizona governor Symington III,
The third.
Right.
who came out after he was no longer governor and said that the he only brought out the guy in the alien costume so that he wouldn't cause panic.
Oh, okay. That's what you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
right.
So
We're
he
not trying to
said,
incite riots, so we're gonna bring out a dude dressed as an alien.
but I mean, you got to
Right.
think about that. In 1997, they weren't talking about UFOs. UFOs weren't out there.
True.
They were
I
denying,
mean,
denying, denying. So, of course, he's not going to
Oh.
try and cause panic. It's not like
yeah,
now where they're releasing all kinds of documentation and stuff.
Mhm.
true.
So he said that he saw the lights and he was quoted as saying, I'm a pilot and know just about every machine that flies. Other people saw it, responsible people. I don't know why people would ridicule it. So you'd think
Okay.
if one of the bases was responsible for the lights, like he would have known,
Right.
You'd think.
you'd think.
Hmm.
Um, but petty detail here.
Yay.
Symington also said later that he had contact with an alien craft, but didn't tell anybody because, again, he didn't want to cause panic.
Right.
Did
As
did
you
he for
do.
right.
So
Well, yeah.
I don't know. He
As
went a
as
little far on
governor,
that one.
as governor, you do that.
Yeah,
Right.
Part of
Well,
your
I mean,
responsibilities.
naturally. I'm
right.
also curious if he was on any medications
I
Hmm.
don't know.
while he was governor and maybe skipped a day or two.
I don't know. It kind of sounds like it would be like after the fact that maybe he
Right.
Yeah,
was not fully
there.
there. I don't know how
Yeah.
to put it nicely, but
No, and that's why I'm trying like did he have an encounter with an alien or
I don't know. And the
was he
problem is that
smoking
he said
something that day?
all three different things in like different interviews at different times.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's not like one interview where he's talking about all of
Right.
this. So
Interesting. Hmm.
who
Did
knows?
he say whether or not he was probed?
No, he did not.
Okay.
He did not get abducted.
No.
Well, maybe he did. I don't know, just a thought, not a
Right?
fact.
Right, yeah. So, with all the explanations out there, it basically could be anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's weird that so many different places and people have reported the same orange V formation.
Yeah. Well, that's what gets me is the formation is super similar across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Orange is the predominant color.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're noiseless. They're
Hmm.
quiet. There's no noise
Mm-hmm.
except for the one in Belgium that had a low
Right.
motor, which they thought that they explained that with a helicopter, which would make sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Um, but like this, yeah, the similarities
Right.
and spread out over the time frame that they've been
Yeah.
spread out over, not to mention the geographical locations. Like
Right.
they're
Right.
spread out.
Plus, it's a lot of these have long time periods that they were seen. So, do
Well,
Mm-hmm.
flares
and
come down for 45 minutes?
right. Well, and so that's the
I
thing,
don't
like
know.
the windows of like people seeing them was like, oh, they hovered for 20 minutes. They hovered for 30 minutes, like 20, 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Like that's a long time to see,
Yeah.
to see a light and it just hover.
Right.
See, if I were to
Yeah.
do like if I was an alien, I'd probably do like cool different color lights and like I want the people to party. So I'm gonna like dun,
I'm
dun,
gonna
dun,
You're
dun,
gonna
Oh,
have
dun,
you're
a
dun,
gonna do the
dun,
rave.
yeah.
rave lights. You're gonna
Yes,
have
rave lights.
gotcha.
Like you
Gotcha.
need like we know you're there. Just
Right.
just let us have fun at least.
Boots and
Exactly.
Play
pants and boots and
music.
pants and boots and
The
Yeah,
pants
boots,
and boots and
pants,
literally,
pants.
boots, yeah.
literally. Have y'all heard the underwater alien theory? Like the under the sea alien theory?
No.
That the government
Supposedly.
that the
Yeah,
government has admitted that there's aliens in the ocean.
correct.
Yes, that I've heard
Yeah,
recently.
What?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Huh.
said that there's like an under the sea alien society, which there I get. It's like scientifically proven that there's water, there's ocean under our ocean. Like there's
Hmm.
more ocean below our ocean. So if
Okay.
that's where they're at, like who cares?
It's
But
the lost
like
city of Atlantis. It's fine.
no, literally, that's literally what it is.
I on like I haven't
Now
seen or read anything past there's aliens in the ocean. Like
I
that's
right,
literally
did
it.
and there's
not
no
see any of
proof
that.
of it either, which I'm like,
No,
if
but
you
there's
pull something
reports or
up,
something supposedly.
right, if you pull something up, fine. If not, I don't care. It is what it is at this point. We go to work, we come back from work, we do what we want,
Yep.
we go
Right.
to sleep, we wake up, we go back to work.
Yeah. But I mean, who knows with all the UFO stuff that's being released by the government now? Maybe we will find out. Maybe it was a training
Do
mission. Maybe it was some plane that they were working on and
Maybe.
just didn't release.
Yeah,
huh, maybe.
Maybe it was aliens. I don't know.
Yeah.
true. Um, Speaking of lights, mystery lights, have you ever heard the story of the oh God, I'm gonna forget the name of the city in Texas. The Lights of Marfa.
I have heard of those.
Those I think are more related to the cemetery. They've been called ghost lights, I think. Or
Yeah,
they're
but those are
seen
more
near the
like,
cemetery or something like
yeah,
that.
but when they're closer to the ground, right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
those are ground level lights. Um, I don't know why this made me think of those two because I've heard a few stories about the lights of Marfa. I'm like, interesting.
Yeah. I've
All
heard
this
some theories about
randomness.
that one too, that it's like some kind of gas or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. All of this theory stuff is thoughts, not facts.
They are all
So I
just
did wear a right shirt.
theories.
Yes, you did.
Good.
You did.
Yeah. So I will let you all decide what these things
Hmm.
are
Or
Put in
because
aren't.
the
I don't know.
comments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aliens? No aliens?
we
Let
don't
us know
know.
your thoughts on it.
Yeah, we
Would you
really
do
don't know.
rave if you were an alien?
I would totally do
Absolutely.
drive-bys. You know how, again, Top Gun reference, he grazes the tower?
Hmm.
I would totally do that if I was an alien. Just graze Earth
Mm.
and keep going.
uh, make
Cam's
somebody
over
spill
here
their
throwing
coffee.
Ray. Do it.
Make somebody spill their coffee.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Cam's over here throwing raves. I'm just gonna graze the tower. We're good. We're
Right.
just gonna have fun with it.
yep. And so there you
Good
go.
times. Yeah. The
That
lights
is
of
the story
Phoenix.
of the Phoenix lights and all the other lights.
So many lights.
So many lights.
And
I was
don't let
actually,
anyone dim your light.
yes,
Exactly.
I was actually really surprised by how much I found on this one because I'm like, oh, the Phoenix lights. Yeah,
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
that happens all the
that's the
time
only
though.
one.
Like people report seeing lights constant.
Yeah, but I didn't think it would be like this, where it'd be like the same kind of
Mm,
lights all the time. And there are
Yeah.
a lot of
okay.
people in 2024 that do not remember the ones in 1997.
True.
So they wouldn't be
Okay.
like,
It's not like a copycat thing or
I
like
wouldn't think
Right.
so.
I wouldn't think so either.
I mean, I don't think it's, I mean, I'm sure it is for the people in Phoenix that saw it, but um,
Right.
there are some of us that do remember, but like Cam's generation doesn't remember that.
Mm-mm.
No.
So that kind of, I don't know.
I
I don't know.
also wouldn't like I want to say like I'll believe it when I see it, but I also don't want to see it. Like
Right. Well, and a
don't
lot
put
of
that in
them,
front of me because I don't want to acknowledge it. I will
right.
just like be like, okay,
You're like, oh, that's a crazy story over
Yeah,
there.
right, over
right.
there. You stay over there.
Well, in a lot of like the more recent stories, I feel like it's easier to just sort of write them off as drones. Like
Hmm.
Right.
those are drones. Oh, you can easily do that with a drone. Oh, you can,
100%.
if you have 4 or 5 of them, yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Yeah,
1997, you don't have, that's not happening. The
right.
Have y'all
dust,
seen the cool drone they do like art in the sky? Like instead
Oh
of
yeah, those are
fireworks, they
real
do like
cool.
cool. Oh, it's so nice.
Hmm.
they
Oh,
did that this year at the Balloon Fiesta here in Albuquerque. It was gorgeous.
nice.
Yeah,
It was beautiful.
that is
They're
really
so
cool.
pretty.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so there you go.
Yeah.
Phoenix
All the
lights, all
lights.
the lights.
All the
Yep.
lights.
Yeah, and be careful out there and let us know if you've seen any lights. We need to know.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. We want to hear the stories.
That's right. All right. Bye, everybody.
See ya.